Let me know if you can see. I'm actually just testing how the live stream works. I'm trying to set this up so that the next time I do this, it's more smooth. All right, let me know if you can hear and you can see, and how the quality of the video and the audio. I'm testing this charting software as well for charting. I'm actually liking it because it's similar to TradingView. You can hear and you can see, and the quality of the video and send the message in the chat so I can know you're here as well. Software charting because it's similar to TradingView. So let me get into this live is about. So I will be using some terms that some persons may or may not know. I would have introduced videos prior to this on the time-based trading playlist. So that's inside of that playlist. And so it is a main part or main tool that I use for looking for my setups and to confirm the trades that I do take. The idea is that we use well, we have what is called sequential SMT. We use SMT to signal that tells us that price is going to turn, when it's going to turn, and of course there are other confirming elements that we would use to add confluence to the trade and to give higher probability to the trade when taking the trade. So looking at Bitcoin, we use 6 hour chart. First thing I had noticed, this was from last week. At the open of the week, we had a precision swing point, and that precision swing point was the main indicator to say that price was going to start going down. So that was the reason why that candle in particular was highlighted. Also, there was a cracking between the high of the previous week and that current week, just last week, Mondays. We also had, so that was the first thing that piqued my interest. We had that SMT, we had the precision swing point. I looked for an entry. Hey, Prayer Kid, thanks for joining. The ideal, oh, the mic is there. Thanks for that. Maybe I'm speaking, I need to speak up a little bit. I don't know. But let me see if this makes a difference. Probably need to attach an external microphone. I'm not sure. I'm just using the laptop's audio settings. And it's my first time using the streaming software with YouTube as well. And I'm still in the test phase as it relates to live streaming on YouTube. So I'll get there. Thank you. But for the next time I go live, I will definitely attach an external microphone. All right, so I was referring to what I'm seeing happening on the cryptocurrencies, particularly Bitcoin. There is a cracking correlation between the two assets. The high of last week is above the previous week, and such that's the first sign of a change in the direction of price, right? We had the precision swing point highlighted with the purple box there, and that was another good confluence to add to looking for lower prices on Bitcoin last week. Inside of this candle, what you'll find is an order block that is a true order block, and within that you'd have been able to take a trade with the retest to the order block. So if you look carefully, order block would have started here. Alright, so that's our order block. If we use a forward, it's probably a bit more clear. So we would have used a candle instead, and sorry, test to the order block, and from there price gave us that shift, and then there were other things in here that I had seen. I was over what I had marked and what I was seeing at the time. This was, I think, yeah, Thursday. So we had that again, price traded as here. It failed to do so Ethereum, and the change in state would have taken right there. Right, so that's our side. Once we had price close candles low, we could have taken an entry here. But once had closed and internal favor, inverse favor the gap, my apologies, and yeah, had lots of opportunities to enter for the move down. The target was in my mind the previous week's low, and yeah, that's exactly what happened. I'm not sure if I am, or the terms that I'm using, if you have any, if you need any clarification in terms of what I'm saying in the chat, I will clarify for you. But as it relates to today's price action, as it is now, remember we are in a bearish trend. Even though we are at the previous week's low, we are still quite bearish. If we look at it from here, right, so we had the breakout. I'm just gonna move this line instead of adding more lines. We had a breakout of those highs there, which is exactly where price is sitting, and we have that cracking correlation happening with price action here. Okay, so see price is going up on Ethereum while price is down on Bitcoin. I'd love to see what reaction we get at this price level, which is breakout. It's always a strong level, and if we get an SFT here, then price will start to go back up. If we get nothing, then we're definitely looking for lower prices again. All right, so what we'll be looking for is price to put back inside the range and then to continue forwards. So we get some cracking correlation within the gap, or yeah, some cracking correlation inside the gap, creating SMT. To get another precision swing point, that would be great. And we take the continuation down. If we look at gold, let's show Bitcoin first. So today's price action was a continuation I was referring to, and that continued that breakout level. So we had that cracking correlation here. It was an afternoon session trade, and once gave us that change in state of the right here. That was our trade, and it was a nice move down about. So assuming we need to trade, let's see what the risk to reward ratio would have been. So after the change in state of delivery, the high of that candle, and our target was that breakout level. This doesn't seem right. Did I take a position tool? I think so. Should be short. Right. So it's a 1 to 4. Wasn't bad. And of course, you could have taken on the 1 minute time frame if you chose to do. Um, if we did that, still waiting for the CIC from the reach to in our entry. Yeah, so risk to reward there. All right, but still a good if we have taken this trip today. As it stands, let's see what's happening now. We have our candle that tells us we don't have any SMT happening at the moment, but that candle that is also a guide as to giving us a signal as to what price will do next. It's right here. Right, so we go to the 5 minute time frame, we should see an order block somewhere in there, and that should assist us with taking the trade if it's retested. We're too early as it stands with this movement, but without SMT2 I would be cautious because their retracement to come back lower. Right? So this would be a short trade, maybe up into where that breakout took place, maybe. And as it stands, we do have a crack correlation there. Or not. Do we? No, we don't. So that was a lower. Right, so I'm thinking that this is a retracement still, because without the SMT to confirm the move up, then just have to wait. There's nothing indicate such. check out the road. So I would love to see that calculation here before I can um, assume that price will turn around from that level. Do you have any questions with anything that I just said regarding anything I just said? I don't want to be talking away and you're not getting what I'm trying to say. I don't know if you have any questions, anything you'd like me to go over, or do you need any help with anything that you may need help with regarding trading? I tend to use Telegram for live streams mostly. The Telegram link is in the description of all the videos. If you're not yet in the Telegram group, then you could join us there. I find that it's a little bit more personal and the interaction is better in terms of um, just being able to speak to each other better and interact with each other better. So, should I be saying that on YouTube? I don't even know. Oh, yeah. Anything that we need help regarding trading. I tend to use Telegram for live streams mostly. The Telegram link is in the description of all the videos. If you're not yet in the Telegram, then you join us there. I find that it's a little personal and the interaction is better in terms of just being able to speak to each other better and interact with each other better. Should I be saying that on YouTube? I don't even know. But yeah. Trading mostly is in the description of videos. If you're not yet in the Telegram, then you I find that it's a little personal. Let's look at gold and see what's happening there. Idea of using three assets, two assets at least, and as many more as you would want to. Usually, I tend to use three. Is to be able to see the cracking correlation between the related correlated assets. So let me explain that. We have assets within specific asset classes that when they do move, they are really supposed to be doing the same things at the same time. So moving in the same direction at the same time at all times. Remember, each candle it either as a bullish or bearish candle. So in this case, while gold was going up, we would have automatically assumed that silver, so gold and silver, would should be going up at the same time, right? So we should have had three bullish candles close at the end of that 1 hour period in terms of that candle. What you find though is that whenever there's a cracking correlation between how the assets move, then that's our signal to most times look for reversals, right? So, for example, we had this is Asia's low, that's yesterday's price action on gold, and this is London's low. So the setup started when we had the cracking correlation between London and Asia, and the continuation happened in New York with the NFP news event. So where on silver traded below Asia's low, on the euro price also traded below Asia's low in London, right? On gold, there was a failure to trade below that low. So persons are always saying to you to look what London does in relation to Asia and look what New York does in relation to Asia. Or they say look for the turtle soup or look for the failure swing. But why do you look for those things? The fact that one asset is moving ahead of the other is telling you that price, there will be a directional change and something is happening, orders are accumulating, and price is about to go in a different direction. So you had all of this accumulation coming in right into London, but there's always a low posted in each session. So it's just for you to find the right time frame to be able to see the lows clearly and to decipher what is happening in relation to each session, if it is that you're trading the sessions. If it is that you're trading the sessions, then you would want to see what prices, how price behaved when it interacted with the higher low of the session that was previously formed. In this case, I've been the stronger asset because it is the one that take the low. So the stronger asset going in the opposite direction. So these two are the weak assets. They turtle souped. And the one that turtle souped, you'll find the asset that is stronger will move further and faster. So exactly what happened. We had a lot of meandering, accumulating of price over on the euro. Silver did similar to gold in a sense, but never traded above those highs. Gold went above all the highs, not necessarily the weeks. It did it, yeah, traded above the week's high, and silver failed to do that here. So these hints that you get in the way price behaves when it gets to certain price levels. So you'll always hear, for example, as Stacy Burke say, um, timing levels behavior of price. Timing is a session. The level is the session higher low or the previous day's higher low or the previous week's higher low, previous month's higher low. And in this case, you can look for quarters, the high and low of the quarters, because within each session you have 4 quarters as well, and there can be SMT between quarters as well, right? So it depends on how you look at it, and the behavior of price is what price does when it gets to those levels, and the signs that come as prices interacting with those levels, right? So again, we had our candle that appear almost every time. This would have been our entry if we had taken that trade yesterday, and would have been right in line with this event to go higher. The asset that fails occurs a failure swing is a stronger asset, and go exactly that yesterday. I'm gonna ask again. I don't know if there are any questions or anything you'd like me to clarify as we go along. I won't make this a long session because I'm understanding that the sound quality may not be the best, so I'll be better prepared for next time. And as I also said, there is a Telegram group where we do have live sessions there, and if you wish, the link is in the description of all the videos as well. Right? So let me know if there's any help that you need. But I've found that trading this way is quite mechanical, very not easy to understand, but once you get it, it's you get it, and after that, the steps become simple. So it's just to train your eyes to see what is happening as price is unfolding. But my intention is if we can have some live sessions, especially during New York, which is a session I mostly trade, and gold sometimes Asia does present setups